What's up, guys? I was going through my gear, and I thought of a topic that might be interesting to you guys. Do you have a saw? That's the question that popped into my head. Basically, because I needed to cut a piece of plastic. One of the I don't even know what it's called. One of the buckles broke on one of my bags, and I had to cut the plastic off. And I was looking around my gear because I had it all out, and I said, do I have a saw? The saws, there's a lot of different types of saws, and I got a bunch of them displayed out. And basically, a lot of people have maybe one or two types of saws in their either bug out or camping or just general survival gear, maybe in their car, things like that. What a lot of people would have is a multi-tool. Alright? And the saw this is a cheap Ozark Trail multi-tool, but the saw that comes in this is a pretty decent wood saw. It's got really sharp teeth, and they're like staggered. It's a really good saw, but it's only meant for wood. And I thought of, what if you had to cut through metal or plastic, you know, while you're out camping or bugging out or wherever? Can you cut metal with this saw? You know, what if your survival depended on cutting through metal of some kind? You know, cutting a deadbolt, cutting a lock, cutting bars on windows, things like that. Or if you just generally have to cut other types of metal. I'm not advocating breaking into houses or, you know, places with bars in the window. But if you had to do it, if your survival depended on you cutting through metal, can you cut through metal with this saw? Maybe you can. You know, are you going to cut through metal with that? Again, maybe you can. You're going to dull this saw tremendously. You're going to wear down the teeth on it. So an option that I have in my gear is this right here. This is a jigsaw blade, and I believe it's a either a wood and metal, or just a metal blade, you can't really tell. But it has really fine teeth on it. And I just grabbed an example. This is another jigsaw blade, and in the back it has the hole in it, and it's a pretty decent size, and it's made for wood. So what I did is I took a piece of metal and folded it around the jigsaw blade, and then in this hole I used a center punch and punched in the metal. You can see the hole right there. Punched in the metal to lock this in place, plus I hammered it flat, so I have a little metal cutting saw. These saws are great for cutting. If you have a really hard piece of wood or plastic, sometimes one of these wood saws isn't good. Sometimes a fine tooth saw works better. And this is just an example. It's a Sawzall blade made by Lennox. And I actually have a hand tool that takes different Sawzall blades, and it's a folding tool, I guess. And you can put in a wood cutting blade, a metal blade, you know, a diamond blade, any Sawzall blade you have. It accepts that and it locks it in, and then you swing it open, and you can have a wood saw all in one. It's pretty good, made by Lennox. So another thing you guys can carry in your gear is a hacksaw blade. I usually carry at least one. It's a full-size blade, and if you're like me, I use this blade just as it is. I use this for cutting. This is actually a really versatile tool. It's like a file, I'm gonna say. A rough file with big aggressive teeth. You can scrape wood in the direction of the teeth. You can scrape wood down, or you know, it's a great tool to have. And especially just carrying the blade as it is. I think there's protectors for these, but you could easily cut a deadbolt in a house with something like this. And I just have a Sven saw. I painted it black. It's normally bright red or something. This rides in my car, so I have means to do different tasks that you may run into. So that's gonna do it, guys. Peace.